This Indian side out there now. And that was well bowled too, trying to play that on the onside. Well, he's got it away on the offside, and they settled for one. Yeah, looking for a second there. Took Tendulkar to send him back. Watch this delivery too. This is the wicket delivery. This is the one that got through the defences of Camberley there. Just nicked his pad and knocked off the off bail. It's a nasty sound, that is.
Far too early to be playing across the line, trying to play the flick. Try and play the flick when you've got 30 or 40 against your name. Your feet are moving well. But when you're 0, try and just push the ball around, get off the mark, get the circulation in the legs before playing across the line.
Bowling pretty well, Fleming. Here the ball to swing away at it. And that one down the leg side and wide given. Yes, that's it's always a very fine line when you're bowling those outswingers. If it's just a little bit too straight, the ball so often doesn't swing and just keeps going down the leg side. Of course, there's always a risk then of a wide or the batsman getting onto it, hitting it through the onside field. And believe me, there's very little protection out there for anything on leg stump. 250 more runs at Fleming really has got off to a good start. He's conceded most of the runs, but he's also got 2 wickets. You need to score 5.62 runs and over to win. That's wide too. So much depending on Sachin Tendulkar now. He's played one beautiful shot straight down the ground for lovely timing. Just lent on slightly over pitch delivery from Fleming. Just whacked it straight down the ground. Mid on was quite wide. It was 4 from the moment it left his back. Got a line and trying to get it again down the ground. Time straight to mid off. And trying to latch onto that one and whack it through the onside field. He'd be a bit upset he missed out. 9 for 2. It's a lovely view from high up in the stands looking down on this ground, the Wankhede Stadium, and McGrath will be enjoying this as well. 3 overs, 3 maidens. That can't last much longer. The two, I think, the 2 best players in this side are together now, and so they're bound to get a single shortly. It's a good way to start. The only thing it's missing there's a wicket or 2. McGrath is a difficult customer. It's come on in leaps and bounds. Bowls a good bouncer, he bowls a good slower ball as well, and lots of variety he's got. He does get to move off the seam as well. And absolutely revels in the responsibility of being Australia's frontline paceman.
This is Mohammad Azharuddin's 202nd one-day international game. He's got 300s, 30 50s. Good average there, over 36. And his best is 100 here at the Wankhede Stadium. The Indians would need another big score from their skipper here if they have to overall Australia score of 258. And World Cups, it's got 555 runs. No century as yet. His best is 93, that too against Australia.
Well, they've got him off the mark, but only one. I was about to say, if it keeps going like this, he'll very definitely post the most economical figures by an Australian bowler in one-day internationals, and that would be some justice, actually, because last year, in fact it was earlier this year, he posted the most expensive bowling figures by an Australian bowler versus Sri Lanka, it was, at the MCG. Little Kalu with Orana got stuck into him, and he ended up with 1 for 76 of 9.4 overs. That's well played. Sachin getting him away into the gap at mid-wicket. That's the shot he loves so much. And plays it absolutely brilliantly. Any length at all, give him any room to move any love, just flicking it through the gap at mid-wicket.
It wasn't a bad ball at all. It was a good ball coming back into Tendulkar. But look how quickly he's got into position. And pushed it away between the fielder at square leg and mid-on. This is what makes Tendulkar such an exciting batsman to watch.
So 4 runs from that over. India 13 for 2. You looking over this city. It's from the Taj Mahal Hotel back down to the ground. The lights flooding this ground for the first time. I'll tell you more in Chapel and Ravi Shastri.
Thanks, Tony. Well, India in a bit of strife. So 13 for 2 in the 8th over. Thanks to some very accurate bowling from Glenn McGrath and some good swing bowling from Damien Fleming. Well, I guess we're about to see if this Indian batting really does revolve around Sachin Tendulkar, Ravi.
Absolutely right, Ian, because they're in dire straits at the moment and they certainly need a big hand from Tendulkar.
Umpire Dunn, who quite often gives it a bit of thought before he makes his decision, eventually decides that that is a wide.
Well, Matthew Fleming is not happy at all. See, the ball is actually pitched on the stumps and then moved into Tendulkar, and in the end was down the leg side. As long as the umpires are consistent when they give wides on the leg side, it's fine.
Very strong player off the back foot, Sachin Tendulkar. We saw that in the match against the West Indies. Scored so many of his runs through the onside, as he did in the last over when he clipped Glenn McGrath through mid-wicket for 3. Very, very strong in that area. For a short man, he plays extremely well with a straight bat off the back foot. You quite often get shorter players who are very good players of the pull and the cut shot. See that shot again. That's one that he really favours. I guess it is to be expected that short players are going to be good cutters and pullers because a lot more balls are going to look short to shorter players than someone of, say, your height, Ravi.
That's right. A player like Gundappa Vishwanath was a magnificent cutter because the ball used to sit up nicely for him outside the off stump and he wouldn't make any mistakes. Sachin Tendulkar is no different. Very strong on the pull and cut, but the Australians have bowled straight to him today, not given him any room.
Well, that's a good shot. Just short of Glenn McGrath, and that ball really, skidding off the outfield. Bouncing quite quickly to McGrath. Mark Taylor coming out of the slips for Tendulkar.
Well, Tendulkar picking this one from leg stump, and this bounce here almost did Glenn McGrath. There must be a little bit of dew in the outfield. You can see the ball skidding there. Glenn McGrath doing well to tackle that bounce. But this is the first time that the Australian bowlers have strayed on the pads of Tendulkar. Because so far they've bowled a tight line around off stump.
And for Azharuddin, Mark Taylor has opted for a short mid-wicket, which is a good field placing. We even afford square leg rather than mid-wicket. He's just a little straighter than mid-wicket. Azharuddin flips the ball in the air in that direction quite a lot. It's 17 for 2. India have lost 2 early wickets. This long chase, 259 is the target. And that's well hit.
Like Mark Taylor early in his innings, that ball wasn't all that short.
This is a great shot from Tendulkar. It wasn't really a bad delivery from Glenn McGrath. It just shows you how decisive Tendulkar is with his footwork. Just short of a length, and he's quickly onto that back foot and smashing it wide of mid-on. That really is a terrific shot. Not easy to play. It shows he has a very good eye.
So Taylor once again has taken the slip out for Tendulkar. Mark Taylor has gone into the short mid-wicket position. And the other catching man is Steve Ward in the gully.
In fact, Mark Taylor has caught Sachin Tendulkar on more than one occasion in that position, with Tendulkar trying to pull. It'll be interesting to see if that puts any sort of pressure on the little man.
That could well be too high. And umpire Shepherd looks across at his partner, and a signal there from Steve Dunn of New Zealand that it was too high.
Tendulkar, a short man. This one banged in short by Glenn McGrath, clearly going over the shoulder of Tendulkar. Tendulkar on that occasion trying to play a shot as well.
That's beautifully hit. So Glenn McGrath making the mistake that a couple of the Indian bowlers did early in the Australian innings, just pitching too short.
Well, Tendulkar has dismissed Glenn McGrath from his presence. If you look here, he's not really gone on to that back foot. His initial movement is to go forward. He stood there and smashed it through square leg. Really a terrific shot.
It doesn't make much movement at all before the bowler actually delivers the ball, Sachin Tendulkar. Really just the lifting of the bat. He doesn't move his feet at all until he actually picks up the line and length of the ball.
That's right, Ian. He's got quicksilver feet, because it's very rare that you find Tendulkar in no man's land. He's either fully forward or right back in that back foot. That was that superb shot, the previous delivery. Going forward, staying where he was and smashing it through square leg.
In the air and just short of mid-on. Shane Warne. The thing that perhaps saved Tendulkar, he hit it so hard, Warne didn't have a chance to come forward and grab it.
This one here, Tendulkar hitting uppishly, almost carrying to Shane Warne there. Just bouncing before him. Tendulkar has decided to take the attack to Glenn McGrath.
A lovely shot. That's a terrific over for Sachin Tendulkar.
30 for 2. Taxi driver explained it to me last night when someone nearly rammed him from the left coming at 1,000,000 miles an hour. He just turned to me and he said, that's Bombay driving.
Certainly not the place to be in. You're patient. At the moment, Tendulkar is on the rampage. Even with India under pressure, having 2 wickets, he's still scoring more than a run a ball. 31 not out of only 30 deliveries. McGrath to continue.
Tipped it up in the air. And I think for a moment he thought he was going to get to it at the second try.
Interesting to see here if the bat's turned in Sachin's hand. So it looks as if he's got the leading edge here. Took McGrath by surprise. Gets a hand to it. And an effort, diving effort there. But unfortunately for him, the ball was too far away from him. So a little bit of luck here for Tendulkar. He really wants this wicket of Tendulkar, does Glenn McGrath. He's got a bit of tap in the last couple of overs.
Well, I'm not surprised if the other Indian players are a little bit intimidated by Sachin Tendulkar, the way he plays. I mean, he's such a good player. It's got to be hard to follow that sort of act.
Especially with this big crowd here, they expect boundaries and sixes of every ball then, because Sachin sets the stands blazing. When a new man goes in and plays a bit of orthodox cricket, he has to watch out, otherwise he'll be booed pretty quickly.
Oh, that's a lovely shot. And you can't see from where we are, but judging by the crowd, it cleared the rope. Umpire Shepherd is checking. And in fact, is he getting the walkie-talkie out? Yes, in fact, he is, to ask for a result. So we'll have a look and see whether it cleared the rope. Certainly the crowd think it did.
Well, there again, a magnificent shot from Tendulkar. He's just picked that half volley from Midland leg and smashed it wide of long on for 6. This little man is seeing the ball like a football.
McGrath wide on the crease, and that goes for 4. This is unbelievable batting, and the crowd loving every minute of it. 54 for 2. Well, don't worry about the new lights at Wankhede Stadium. Sachin Tendulkar has set this place alight. 27 off Glenn McGrath's last 2 overs. 37 off the last 3 for India. And suddenly, India, who were miles behind Australia, be interesting to check the comparisons just, well, I guess 3 overs back. And the situation was 13 for India after 7, 30 for Australia after 7, and now India are in front. It's been an unbelievable turnaround. Azhar just takes a single, probably a very wise thing to do. Just give it to the local hero.
That's right, he scored 45 of only 36 balls. And the beauty about his batting to date has been that he's played cricketing shots. There's no risk involved. He's just treated the bowling on merit. And have a look at that 6 the previous over. Over pitched on leg stump, no problem at all.
And that was the 4 from the last ball. This has been an unbelievable counter-attack from Sachin Tendulkar. I must say, I don't think there's anything more exciting in the game of cricket than to see somebody counter-attack, whether it's a batsman counter-attacking or whether you've got a captain who counter-attacks with his field placings. I think it's the best part of cricket.
And certainly the crowd are enjoying it at the moment, because by taking the attack to the Australians, he suddenly has given India a chance here, because at one stage it looked at that the Australians would dominate.
I guess the big thing now for Azharuddin as the captain, and he's just wandering down to have a chat to Sachin Tendulkar. That's good captaincy. I think the one thing that he has to guard against, Sachin, is the fact that he's playing so well that he just gets a little bit carried away. That's very good captaincy there from Azharuddin. He's done exactly the right thing and just said to him, right, mate, just pick the right ball is probably all he had to say. Just make sure you pick the right one.
What Sachin Tendulkar must guard against at this stage is not to be carried away. Still a lot of cricket to be played in this game. I think the need from him is to bat right through this innings. He's got to be able to pace his innings.
I just pose a little question, Ravi. If India win the game and Sachin gets a century, do you think anyone would be going to give Mark Waugh man of the match?
But I pity the gentleman who even gives that a thought, because I'll tell you what, he might reach Mark Waugh there by giving him the award, but he won't be able to leave the stadium.
Yes, I've seen what they can do in, well, it was Bombay and those back in '69 when they set fire to the stands. Mumbai, they might have changed the name, but I bet they don't change the tactics. It's 56 for 2. Sachin Tendulkar is on 46. Mohammad Azharuddin is on 6. India are 56 for 2 after 12 overs. This is what the crowd really wanted. Firstly, they've got Sachin Tendulkar going. Now, Mark Taylor has done what he so often does do. He's an attacking captain. If the opposition start taking it to Australia, he calls on his best bowler, Shane Warne. So we've now got Warne versus Tendulkar. I must say that Shane Warne is the type of bowler, much like I think Venkatapati Raju, you almost see a smile come on their face when there's a challenge thrown at them. They've got somebody at the other end who they know is going to be coming at them. Just they have the ideal temperament for spin bowling. They just love it. Shane Warne is certainly one of those.
Well, this should be a fantastic contest because Tendulkar is on the rampage. Warne has a lot of variety when he bowls.
Warne just making the batsman wait a little bit, and I think he's overdone it now. I think umpire Shepherd, yes, in fact, umpire Shepherd is waving him over and saying, come on, we've had enough of the gamesmanship, let's get on with it. And that was very short. Tendulkar, amazingly, has gone straight over the bowler's head with it, rather than going through mid-wicket. That's 50 for Tendulkar.
And what a blazing knock this has been from the little man. A loosener from Shane Warne, a short delivery. There was a man deep at long on. Tendulkar decided to smash it straight down the ground.
Warne has to have 2 men in catching position. Mark Taylor is in his normal spot at first slip. Mark Waugh is at short cover. That's quite an amazing pull shot because it was short. I don't know how he's got it down there with so much power. Amazing shot. Caught at mid-off. Just out of reach. Got a hand on it. Stuart Law is the guy at mid-off. And that wasn't a good shot from Tendulkar.
Well, he tried to play an inside-out shot here, and this is a great effort by Stuart Law. Shane Warne giving the ball there, getting a bit of turn, and Law here diving backwards, just unable to get his hands on the ball, but this is good cricket already from Warne.
Well, I must say, there's anticipation every ball here at Wankhede Stadium. The way Tendulkar's playing. And we've worn on now. And that's a bit of good fortune once again. Now, that could be interesting to see where and the umpire, quite correctly, umpire Shepherd, has called for a replay to see if it was a 4.
Well, this could be just 4 runs here because Shane Lee running back there at third man doesn't stop it at the first attempt, and then whilst he does it the second time, his feet are out of the boundary line. So this most certainly would be a boundary, but not a very good shot from Tendulkar.
Once again, Azharuddin has gone down there in an attempt to calm his partner down. Sachin Tendulkar has got India back into this game. And I think Azharuddin's a little bit worried that that the red mist is rising and he just can't control it. That's beautifully bowled. That's a pretty good first up over from Shane Warne. 66 for 2. Tendulkar is on 56, Azharuddin is on 6, and you may see the Indian captain just try and control the strike for a little bit here. I think might be perhaps the wisest move. And in amongst all this shot making, Damien Fleming has done a pretty good job for Australia. 6 overs, 2 for 25, which is not bad when you've got a man going as Tendulkar has been in these last few overs. That's a great shot. This has been quite an amazing turnaround. After 5 overs, Glenn McGrath had bowled 3 maidens and India were 7 for 1. Now here we are, 13.2. India are 70 for 2.
It just shows when you have one good over, and India got 3 boundaries, and then after that, runs just started coming freely. And here this time, the Indian captain gets into the act. Beautiful shot of the back foot.
Oh, and he's got him with an attempted in-swinger. And I think on this occasion it was Azharuddin who just tried to hit it too hard. It was really a long hop and deserved to be dealt with, but he tried to hit it too hard.
Well, the ball just not coming on to Azharuddin here, playing a little early, getting the bottom edge, and the ball hitting the middle stump. And the Indian captain would be very disappointed with that shot. 70 for 3 India.